All right, let's demystify one of the world's most popular and powerful programming languages, Python. We're going to do it in just the next few minutes. Let's jump right in.
Okay, let's look at this. Believe it or not, this single line right here, it's a complete working Python program. This is like the classic first step for pretty much anyone learning to code. And it really truly captures the whole spirit of Python, which is all about simplicity and power.
So, what does it actually do? It just tells the computer to print the words "Hello World" on the screen. Seriously, that's it. There's no complicated setup, no confusing syntax, just one simple, super clear instruction. And this incredible simplicity, that's really the core philosophy of Python. The whole language was designed from the ground up to be readable and totally straightforward. That's exactly what makes it so friendly for beginners. But hey, don't let that simplicity fool you for a second. Python is absolutely packed with some serious superpowers that make it a huge favorite for professionals too. So let's take a look at the secret to its success. Okay, what's really cool is how each of these features directly benefits you. So since it's an interpreted language, you can run your code line by line, which makes it, super easy to test and squash bugs. Its extensive library, think of it like a giant, pre-built toolbox that has a tool for almost any project you can dream up. Being object-oriented helps you organize your code into these neat, reusable chunks, which makes really complex programs way more manageable. And of course, its famous readability just means you can write powerful code faster. So how does Python actually think? How does it handle information? Well, it all comes down to a few fundamental building blocks. Let's start with the most basic one of all, variables. Probably the easiest way to think about a variable is to picture a labeled storage box, right? You give that box a name, and then you can stick a piece of information inside it. It could be a number, could be some text, whatever you need. And check out how simple this is in practice. Step 1, we just create a box, we name it A, and we put the number 5 inside. Then, in step 2, we just ask Python, hey, what's in that box? It really is that intuitive. Now, of course, Python needs to know what kind of information you're giving it. The most common types you'll run into are integers, which are just whole numbers, strings, which is just a fancy word for text, floats, those are numbers with a decimal point, and lists, which are basically ordered collections of different items. So here's the crucial point. It's all about how you write it. When you're making a variable, a number is, well, it's just a number. But if you're storing text, a string, it always has to be wrapped in quotation marks. That's the signal. That's how Python knows you mean the literal text and not, say, the name of another variable. Okay, now for one of Python's most versatile tools, the list. The best way to think of it is just like a shopping list. It's an ordered collection of items. The key here is that it's mutable, which is just a fancy way of saying you can change it whenever you want. You can add things, remove things, update items, even after you've already made it. And these lists are just incredibly flexible. You can have a totally empty list. You can have a list that holds a mix of different data types all at once, like a string, an integer, and a float all in the same list. Or you can even have what's called a nested list, which is really just a list that has another list inside of it. Okay, so we've got our basic building blocks, variables and lists. Now, let's see how these really simple tools build up into something that can lead to huge discoveries, especially in the world of data. And this is where Python's real superpower, those extensive libraries we talked about, really comes into play. You see, for massive number crunching, scientists don't start from scratch. Nope, they use a super powerful package called NumPy. It can process these huge arrays of data like millions of times faster than basic Python ever could on its own. Okay, but what about handling structured data? Like a giant messy spreadsheet? Well, the go-to essential tool for that is Pandas. It basically gives Python the power of a super spreadsheet. It lets data scientists easily load, clean, and analyze information. This is the tool that turns all that real-world chaos into actual answers. And of course, insights are pretty useless if you can't communicate them, right? So after you've analyzed all that data, you use a library like Matplotlib to create all kinds of charts and graphs. It's how you turn those raw numbers into a powerful visual story, one that can reveal patterns you'd literally never see otherwise. And really, that's the key takeaway here. Those simple building blocks we started with, variables and lists, they're the foundation for these incredibly powerful libraries. It's this unique combination of simplicity on one hand and massive power on the other that has made Python the absolute engine behind so much of modern data science.
So there you have it. In just a couple of minutes, we've gone all the way from a simple hello world to the powerful tools that are driving modern data science. Now that you've gotten a peek at what makes Python tick, I guess the only question left is, what would you build with it?